What's up, y'all? It's Sunday night, and I'm working on my stuff, and I'm just super ridiculously, embarrassingly excited about what I'm working on. So today, or yesterday morning, I started building out the actual framework for the ATS, or the Applicant Tracking System, for Kinetic Management Systems. And what it is it's I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Jason Littrell. I'm a management consultant for bars and restaurants in New York City, and I help bars and restaurants make a ton of money and get staff that loves to work there. And so I've started building out this applicant tracking system, and it's really, really nasty. And so what it does is it just makes sure that all applicants are just red hot about why they're applying. They understand everything that there is to know about the bar or restaurant. They can ask any questions that they want, and then the system will receive their applications from a survey and then walk them through a whole process. Not only is it great for the applicant, but it's also great for the management, because we are tracking every step and documenting every step of the way. And I spoke to a friend of mine who is a restaurant attorney and often represents the restaurants from lawsuits for employment-related stuff and from contract stuff and for just various other stuff. But a lot of times, bars and restaurants, they get sued for dumb stuff. I mean, it's not always dumb. I mean, sometimes there's like really important claims there, but he represents bars and restaurants for things that should be documented, like the hiring process, for instance, or for like the staff management or reviews and all this other stuff. And so what I'm doing is I'm baking in a bulletproof process where the applicants understand exactly what's happening next, and it allows for the management to run through specific steps to make sure that they're doing everything legit and above board, and it's transparent to leadership and ownership and stakeholders, just to make sure that they're doing everything the right way, which shields them from a considerable amount of liability. And I was doing some research on the cost of getting sued, and it's crazy. It's an extinction level event for a lot of bars and restaurants to get sued. And so like a lot of times they carry EPLI insurance and all kinds of wacky stuff. But this would document the process. So like every piece of communication you've ever had with the staff would always be in there. And so everything from recruiting to training, onboarding, just reviews, and just making sure that people are excited about their job from the entire time that they work there, and also offboarding and making sure that but it goes way further than that, because there's an entire learning management piece. There's legally signed documents, and then there's like an internal staff community where leadership can do things like daily like shift reports or pre-shift reports or disciplinary actions or stuff like that. And all this stuff can be documented to make sure that and like all these documents can live with that person that works in the company to make sure that they're covered. But I remember my days when I was bartending, and it was like I was a bartender for a really long time, like 10 years or so, and none of this stuff happened. And so if you ever go to work at like Domino's or Friday, I use these examples all the time of these very, nationally chained restaurants and stuff like that, but they have some version of this to protect themselves because they have the resources to not get sued all the time for the same stuff. And so this is the resource that I want to provide for independent bars and restaurants that are doing it, probably at least $500,000 a year, because if you're not doing $500,000 a year, then you probably have other bigger problems. And so like this may not be ready for you yet, but if you're doing more than that, then this is the thing that you need to help you scale and grow your business. Because if you don't have a pipeline, if you're not always recruiting and looking for people to replace the staff that is churned out or got fired or they quit, they moved on to another job, then you are in a very difficult position all the time. Because there's a causal relationship between staff that loves their jobs, that know how to do their jobs, and how much they sell. And if there's nobody there to sell stuff for you, if you're constantly training, then it's going to cost you an enormous amount of money. I think the national average is between $5,000 and $15,000 to onboard a new employee, regardless of the level. So the cost of not doing something like this is extremely high. So what we want to do is we want to constantly be recruiting on all channels: Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Google Business Profile, text messages, website, chat widget, everything. We want to always be recruiting so that whenever the time comes when you're looking for a bartender or a bartender trainee or a server or whatever, you send out the bat signal to everybody in your database, which could be hopefully hundreds of people. then and you say, hey, we're looking for bartenders. Would you like to apply? And it's all very personalized. And before they apply, you can be like, this is exactly what we're looking for. This is exactly how we're doing. Now, a fun little addendum to this is that I was like, my mind kind of wanders sometimes, and I started building out a supplier management system. So if you have suppliers that are constantly coming in and trying to sell you stuff, which is great, you need your suppliers. You have you literally depend on your suppliers. So people coming to sell you stuff is essential for the business. But this is a way to manage them. So you're like saying like, hey, listen, like here or go to mywebsite.com/suppliers and it'll tell you exactly what we buy, how we buy it, what kind of values we buy, and then here's a calendar to book an appointment with us. And so if you could set your own office hours, you can be like, listen, I only take meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. 15-minute increments, but at those times you will have my undivided attention. But every other time, I will probably refer you to this website. And the magic of that is that you now have a database. So if somebody books your time as a beverage manager, culinary manager, whatever it is, if somebody books your time, then we are going to tag them as a special list, we call it a smart list. And you can send out what seems like a personalized email or text blast saying, hey, we're looking for XYZ, we're looking for these sponsors, or these are the kind of products that we're looking for right now. I've heard this nasty story of a nightclub buyer who used to send every single one of their orders to every single one of their suppliers. And what that did is it created this kind of like frenzy of activity among the suppliers to be like, okay, they're going through this much vodka, they're going through this much gin, and what they would do is they would entertain a lot of offers for those particular products, which would create this kind of competition for those spaces. So doing something like that is interesting if that's what you wanted to do, but generally speaking, saying to all having a database of your suppliers that stays with the business, that those contacts don't leave with the manager, they stay with the business, and that's a very, very valuable asset as well. So it's all like, there's so much stuff I'm going to do. I'm so excited about it. Like I just my hands are shaking. I'm so excited. And what we're going to do is just I think it's just going to be something that's never been built before, and I just can't wait to get it finished, because by the end of the day, I just had a second coffee. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I just had a coffee, so I'm gonna be up all night working on this stuff, and I'm just so excited about it because I don't think anything like this exists, and that is very romantic and sexy to me. So I'm excited about it. I will see you in the next video. Oh, if you want to see some live builds, I'll give you some product updates on some specific things, some specific product features that I've been building, including Conversation AI, and just kind of an overview of the Applicant Tracking System. All right, so see you next time. Bye.